We could try like a bit of participate in the we could try and a bit of participate in the yeah, I think let's do grades and I want to protect it. Let's start one step. Back home, and it seems that I see the gleaming candlelight still shining bright through the sycamore for me. The news was from the fields I used to roam. When I think about the moonlight on the world, then I long for my Indiana home. Then when I got but it's therefore for there's some good I long for my Indiana home. Still shining bright through the signal for me. The new moment, let's from the beat, dying to go. Then I long for my unity and sorrow. Then when I but instead, in quiet, they all let one share. They jump then I I love, I love.
Good morning. It's so hard to stop good conversation. I know. Oh, happy International Women's Day, first and foremost. Yeah. Okay, before I get into this program, I have to say, how incredible was that musical performance from the International School of Indiana's Upper School Choir? I have to tell you something really important. One of the songs that you heard was a personal arrangement of Back Home Again in Indiana, originally composed by James F. Hanley. Sarah, the upper school music teacher, head of performing arts and international faculty member, arranged the piece with the help of some other teachers at the international school to feature translated lyrics into Spanish, French, and Mandarin. So very special. So again, a round of applause to all of them. And thank you to the parents behind the scenes making all of that happen. I want to welcome you all to our sold out International Women's Day breakfast. Amazing. Today, we are going to recognize the change makers here in our own city and also across the globe. This is international. This is a really big celebration, a really big stage. Today is a day bringing together those near and far to join the conversation about not only imagining a world that's more inclusive, but taking the lessons learned today and applying them into the workplaces and into our community. Collectively, let us leave this room today with a call to action to forge a more inclusive world for all women. My name is Samantha Burke. I serve as the Executive Director at Pass the Torch for Women Foundation. And I'm so honored to be with you here. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for filling these seats and being in this room. It means so much. For those who may be joining us for the first time today and who are still getting to know Pass the Torch, I want to share why the mission of our organization is so important to our community. Meeting people where they are and being a home for those looking for mentorship, empowerment, and community of support, Pass the Torch has been transforming the lives of single mothers, adult learners, developing professionals, and leaders and executives since 2014. The foundation is a community of doers and learners carrying the torch for today and for tomorrow. By creating a room of inclusivity and space for access, connection, and empowerment for all, we are collectively lifting and advancing women in all stages of their journey. You can learn more about joining our mission by using the QR code at your table, or you can just find one of our board members or one of our team members. We love coffee, we love lunch, we love to tell you a little bit more about how you can turn your passions into action with Pass the Torch for Women. I want to give a special thank you to Pass the Torch Board of Directors, International Women's Day Committee, and the incredible team who have worked tirelessly to make today a big success. And they champion our mission every single day. So please stand to be recognized if you are a member of our board, on the committee, our team. Yes, round of applause. Thank you so much. A special thank you to Marisa McDonald, who should not be in the back of the room. She is our hardworking and talented community manager, who undoubtedly was the glue for today's success. You are so appreciated, and I tell you, your passions and your leadership here at the foundation, it's so valued. So thank you so much. Today would not be possible without all of you. Thank you to our incredible organizations, community partners who have helped us shape today's magic. Your support and partnership is such a vital and critical role within our mission, and we're just really excited that you're supporting women today. Thank you to our hospitality sponsor, Women's Fund of Central Indiana, our more sponsor, Indianapolis Airport Authority, our champion sponsors, MB4 Productions and Girl Scouts of Central Indiana, and our incredible table sponsors. There's many of you: Ivy Tech Indianapolis, NCAA, Elite and Management, Cat Sapper Miller, Old National Bank, Buckingham Foundation, Bank of America, Girl Coalition of Indiana, Regions Bank, the Darden and PMC, Phase, Indie Black Professionals, Comcast, Firefly Children and Family Alliance, Star Financial, Citizens Energy, Sondi Solutions, and American Structure Point. A round of applause for all of you. Okay, at this time, I want to invite our International Women's Day MC, Ariana Cruz, to take the mic to guide us through today's inspiring program. Ariana is respected in our community as someone who wears many, many hats. If you know her, you're like, yes, absolutely, and has dedicated her career to making opportunities reachable for everyone. She's an amazing community partner who inspires inclusion every single day in every single thing that she does, and her contagious and positive energy is going to be felt. So a round of applause to Ariana.
Thank you, Samantha. The theme is inspire inclusion, and to me, part of that is making the ask, sharing the invitation to join you on your journey, wherever it is you're headed. And when you ask someone to join you, I think it's key that they feel supported. We only grow when we push ourselves outside of our comfort zone, and we go further when we go together. Through friendship and hands up, together we can create spaces to invest in women so that they have a safe space they can step into these opportunities with confidence and support, knowing the worth that their voice holds. This is why Pass the Torch matters and why I'm a proud community partner of the organization. I'm the founder of More Magazine, and More was founded with a mission to make opportunities reachable for everyone. And we do this by creating content that will educate, inspire, and call you to action. We seek to meet people where they are, and we want to see the world grow together. We are for the people that want more for themselves, more for the people they love, and more for the communities that they are in. At each of your seats, you have an example of a vision that has come to life. It's under your plates if you want to look at it with me. And Pass the Torch and More partnered this year to present the first Legacy Leader Zine to highlight the incredible stories of the dedicated mentors in the Pass the Torch community. Each person has given an hour per month of their time to not only impact the lives of mentees across the nation, but also have contributed as donors to the mission of empowering women. If you are a legacy leader in the Pass the Torch community, please stand to be recognized. At this time, I would like to pass the mic to a light in our community in every space she enters, Tiffany Trotter, Chief People and Culture Officer at Girls Inc. National, as well as the Legacy Leader Mentor and Board Member. She will be this morning's moderator for our Powerhouse panel on inspiring inclusion.
Well, good morning. I'm so excited to be the moderator for today's panelists. I'd love for my panelists to come and join me on the stage. We have a dynamic panel of women on our panel this morning that are leaders in their communities, and they're inspiring inclusion every day. I'm sure that you've read about many of them inside our beautiful booklets that are on the table, but I'd like for each of our panelists to introduce themselves to you, sharing their name, their title, and the company that they are representing today. We'll start with you, Akila.
Good morning, everyone. Can I give you all a hand clap for being here today? My name is Akila Darden. I'm board chair for Pass the Torch for Women. I'm also the president and founder of the Darden Group. Most of you guys know me as director of diversity and inclusion at IU Health.
Good morning. My name is Lucia Marr. I am the market executive for global commercial banking for Bank of America in Indiana. So great to see a full house. Yay.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Dr. Naya Blair Hackworth. My pronouns are she and her, and I serve as one of the directors in the NCA Office of Inclusion. Good morning.
And good morning. I'm Lindsay Shostak, the Director of People Operations for Sondi Solutions.
Well, thank you. I saw you can give them a hand. So as they mentioned, and you could hear in some of their titles that some are working directly with inclusion in the work that they do. But I'd like to ask each of our panelists, what do you think is the most challenging aspect of inspiring inclusion? We're just going to jump right in today. So Lindsay, I'd love for you to kick us off.
Yeah. So from a female perspective, I think that the societal norm, that we've almost been trained and coached to do is have more of a masculine behavior, be tough, suppress your emotions. And, I remember getting feedback early on in my career to be less approachable. And so for about a year, I was less approachable. I smiled less and wore less pink. And, I just, I was the vision of what I thought would be less approachable. And in that year, I didn't grow. I did not. I stifled my authenticity, and I was up for a promotion and I didn't receive it. And thank God I didn't, because had I received that promotion and thought that, maybe being less approachable would have got me there, then who knows where that would have taken me. And so, for me, a challenge that I've seen, even early in college and how we're trained in the business world, is almost to be less of ourselves and act more like a man, which I wear a lot more pink now. So.
And you look good in the pink. Thanks, girl. Thanks. I think one of the challenges with inspiring inclusion is that people don't understand the value of inclusion, and they see it as an other, versus that inclusion as well as DE&I is a part of every aspect of the workplace, be it from hiring to policies to benefits to promotion. And so that becomes a challenge because it's not just an other thing. It should be integrated into everything that we do.
I feel like the biggest challenge is probably just the status quo, because women has been spent less time in the workforce and still significantly in the minority in terms places with power. So it's just difficult to break away from the inertia of a status quo, and that's why we are here, to chip it away every day.
The challenge to create an inclusive environment is us. We are good enough for those leadership positions. And if we're in positions of leadership, we're good enough to teach someone else. At Pass the Torch for Women, we are mentors, whether we're in the C-suite or we're in college. Lead from the seat that you are in. If you can't get to the table, create your own. And I just want to tell you that I started my business 3 years ago, and I am working at IU Health, and I've brought 30 women-owned businesses to the table at a total of $50 million. So I'm just letting you know, it is us. And we need to work together, because a group together, working together, can create change. So women help women, empowered women empower women.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It is kind of a mic drop moment. Agila, you touched a little bit on mentorship, and obviously Pass the Torch is a phenomenal organization that provides mentorship. I'd love for you and Lucia to share a little bit about the power of mentoring. Sometimes we're in those environments and it is male dominated. We don't know where to start, but I do believe having a mentor is wonderful. I wonder if you all could expound a little bit more on that for us.
Sure. I'll tell you a story. So I definitely believe in the power of mentorship, and it has changed my life. So I've been with Bank of America I've been banking for 20 some years. The first 8 years, I was a credit underwriter. However, I always wanted to be a frontline relationship manager, because I realized that's where the money and the glories are. But every time when I look around my floor, there's all the relationship managers were a middle-aged white man. I was like, okay, it doesn't matter how hard I work, I will never be a middle-aged white man. So, so this relationship manager gig must not be for me, until there's a female relationship manager joined one day, and she was smart, she was kind, And she was just superb at her job. I was like, oh, I need to go talk to her. That's like the light bulb moment for me. And really, and she became a mentor, and the rest is history. So I am definitely a true believer of the power of role model and mentorship. So that will change your life. It changed mine.
Yes, so I became an entrepreneur because of my mentees. They were like, okay, you've been mentoring in this space for a while. What are you going to do? And I said, oh, I got to look in the mirror. And it was the inspiration of my mentees that I started my business. And I see about 10 here. So let me tell you, most of my mentors started out with a dream. And not only are they entrepreneurs, they are business owners. So all you need is a cheerleader, right? Whether they're in your organization or not. Get your cheerleaders and your girl squads. You can include men, but let me tell you, when people empty your cup, you need to go somewhere else to fill it, and keep focused, keep your eye on the prize, lift as you climb. And that's what mentorship is all about. You're seeing an example of what you can be. And I always tell people, what you see is what you'll be. If you can see me, you can be me. And we need to get out there and showcase people in the seat that we're in that you can do it.
I love what Akila shared. Basically, thinking about your own personal board of directors. That is what I live by. I want to share that with everyone. Make sure you have a board of directors that are supporting you and filling your cup, just as Akila shared. This next question is for Nyla and for Lindsay. I'd love to understand, given the work that you all do, people in culture, diversity, what have you learned about yourself about how you, when you're fostering inclusion? Like, what personal reflections, how have you changed as you have been inspiring inclusion in the work that you do every day?
Well, one aspect that I've learned about myself when it comes to vulnerability and, really being able to connect with others through that vulnerability. And, that's, a story that I can think of, as we go back to when, I went through that year of trying to be less approachable and fit the mold, as you will. That same year and shortly after, my daughter was born, and there's nothing you want more in the world for your child than to be true to themselves. And I was not being true to myself in that time. And so, how did I expect to raise a child to be true to herself, and grow up to be, this amazing person that was who she was, without doing that myself. And so when it came to inclusion and knowing that if I wasn't who I was and I didn't have, I stifled my authenticity, then it would stifle everything else for her and for anyone else in our generation or younger generations.
What I've learned and continue to learn about myself from the inclusion standpoint is that I don't know as much as I think I know. And that I have to have a growth mindset in the work and as I'm engaging with other people, and really check myself, because I think sometimes we don't realize how we grew up, our experiences, the seeds that have been planted within us consciously or unconsciously, impact how we do the work and who we work with, and particularly wanting to model the way. And so for me, modeling the way is being reflective of my growth spots, my areas of improvement, and also embracing who I am and being comfortable in standing in that, while also recognizing that I always have opportunities and room to grow and improve in areas. So.
Thank you. Sometimes as we are on that journey and we're growing and feeling really comfortable with ourselves, we're in environments that aren't as comfortable. So, Lucia, I would love to hear from you as to how can we help create in work environments, communities, where women can feel comfortable expressing themselves, they're being their authentic selves, their own perspectives. Would love to hear some ways that we could improve the environment.
Yeah, I would think 3 things we can do. Individually, we can all be an ally to the women next to you. The more we support, there's a power in numbers. The more women that in leadership or successful, the better the ecosystem for all of us, right? That's the chipping away at status quo. We gradually shift the status quo. And if you are in a leadership role, which I think everyone can be, you can lead from the seat, like our speaker just said, and from your own seat, and create a culture that's inclusive and also encourage psychological safety. That's something I always do with my team. What does that mean? It just means everyone feel encouraged and safe and recognized to speak up with ideas and feedback and suggestions, because there's a lot of great ideas and all the people around you. So when you do that, it's a win-win-win. It's a win for you, it's a win for the team, it's a win for the business. And then collectively, we can all continue to do what we're just doing today, to demand more opportunities for all women to make it, more inclusive culture and environment.
Thank you for that. As we're getting close to wrapping up our time together, I'm sure you're feeling inspired. But sometimes wanting to go back into our work environments, go back into our communities to inspire inclusion can be intimidating or not even sure where to start. So I'd love to ask all of our panelists to just share a word of encouragement with our audience, just helping them to understand what they can do if they want to either start or get re-engaged in creating an inclusive environment for everyone. I'll start with you, Akita.
I would say to inspire inclusion is to do inclusion, to show inclusion, be open to train inclusion. And if you see that inclusivity is not working, bring somebody along to assist you that can help you inspire inclusion. And if you don't understand inclusion, go to someone that's always excluded. To understand inclusion is the people who have been excluded, right? Bring other people who are allies to the table, even in leadership positions. I'll talk later about my co-chair, but I brought her on early on to assist me with leading this organization. When you see something's not working, bring someone else that can be an ally and assist you. We are not going to do it alone. Remember, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go forever, go together.
I think that's what. Another mic drop moment for me.
Well, I don't know I have anything to add. I would just say, I'll keep mine short. It's always the right time to do the right thing. So just do it.
I'd say as they've shared, do something, and also thinking about how can you create a brave space or a safe space for someone, for people who look like you, and also for people who don't look like you. We need these different people, as Akila talked about allyship, and you don't know your words, speaking someone's name in a room that they're not in, bringing someone along, how far that can go.
I would say, really build relationships and seek out to understand, all the unique perspectives and experiences and that everyone has in your work life or in your home life. You have to seek out those relationships to learn. And you can read a book, you can read on the internet all day to learn different cultural experiences that somebody may have. But if you don't really build that connection and seek out to build those relationships with others, you will not really get to know them and learn and understand their experiences.
Thank you. Let's give it up for our panel. They were amazing. I know that I am feeling even more inspired and committed to inspire inclusion in the work that I do every day at my current role and also in the community. And we're just excited. I hope you're feeling inspired as well. I'm going to pass the mic back to Ariana and she'll carry us through the program. Thank you.
Y'all, that was such a beautiful panel. And I think especially as a young woman pursuing my career, it is so inspiring to see women who are talking about how to bring other people to the table as their full selves. And so thank you each for sharing so authentically and so truly. One more round of applause for the panel. Then the paper. At this time, I am thrilled to welcome Amanda Bonilla, Vice Chancellor for Diversity, Equity, Belonging, and Community Engagement at Ivy Tech Community College, to announce our Carla Perrine Perry Scholarship.
All right, good morning. I am very, very excited to be here with you all today. I have a script, but I'm going to go off of it a little bit. I have a table here, two tables of students from Ivy Tech Community College. And we have been working with them for a little over a semester now and helping them build their network and build their confidence, figure out what they want to do, who they want to be. And so we've challenged them to network today, and we brought them here. So I'm going to have everybody at the Ivy Tech table stand up. This is part of learning to be in a room with people that can help you meet your goals. Thank you. As Ariana mentioned, my name is Amanda Bonilla, and I work at Ivy Tech Indianapolis. And last year in the fall semester, we noticed a gap in services and support for our female students at Ivy Tech Community College. And I knew right away that the group to work with was Pass the Torch. And so worked with Sam and have been working with Project Grow to do the mentorship and help build these women up. And so I am excited to talk about the Carol Perrine Perry Scholarship. I want to make sure I pay homage to her, so I'm going to actually read this part word for word. As a current Project Grow partner with Indie Women's Initiative at Ivy Tech Indianapolis, we've seen the amazing impact of this program has on our non-traditional female college students. Today, we are awarding a current Project Grow participant the Carla Perrine Perry Scholarship. This scholarship was created in honor of the late Project Grow student from the first cohort in 2016. Carla demonstrated success by always offering encouragement to her peers, understanding the value of continued growth and education while showing a kind heart to all that encountered the warmth of her smile. The $1,000 scholarship is awarded to a current student who has excelled in the program and has demonstrated grit and tenacity towards their own goals and who is committed to carrying the legacy of Carla in all chapters of their life. The scholarship winner was nominated and voted on by the International Women's Day Committee team, and this student does not yet know that they've been selected. I'm very excited about this. She's gonna kill me. On behalf of Pass the Torch Women Foundation and Ivy Tech Community College, we are excited to extend the scholarship award to our very own Amber Anthony of Ivy Tech Indianapolis. Come on up. Congratulations. All right, back to Ariana.
Congratulations, Amber. I misread that. Did you want to say something up here? What an incredible honor. When you donate to Pass the Torch today, your contribution will support this scholarship. What an amazing opportunity to leave your legacy and a positive impact for the students in the program. I now welcome to the stage India Brown. India is the current board vice chair and legacy leader chair to introduce our next award.
Good morning, good morning. And I feel tall today, so yay. Thank you. Thank you, Hannah, for introduction. I am India Brown. I'm the current vice chair for Pass the Torch for Women, and I am excited and honored to be presenting our Mentoring Pair Awards this year. Pass the Torch for Women Foundation is extremely proud of the platform that we've created for the women in our community. We appreciate all of our mentees and mentors and the relationships that they've created and the time that they take to foster those relationships. We also want to thank all of our continued success for our mentors and mentees who participate in our program. While this award took time to evaluate over the last year, it does not mean we do not appreciate all of the work and the efforts that are put in by both the mentors and mentees. So the Mentor Pairing Award this year was developed to acknowledge the contributions, the participation and impact between mentors and mentees. Over the past year, what we did is we evaluated our mentors and mentee pairs with the following criteria: leadership, innovation and mentorship, psychological safety, and that meant creating a safe space for the mentee and the mentor, as well as goal setting, how well these two connected, and the ability for them to basically foster their relationship together. So it is my pleasure to announce the 2024 Mentoring Pair of the Year, Michelle Williams and Myra Cassidy. I saw Michelle. I was like, I saw Michelle. Thank you. Oh. Thank you. Oh, sure. Thank you. All right, so Indy and I got the memo, the black and white memo, didn't we? Thank you to Samantha and the amazing board of directors at Pass the Torch for Women. This is an honor, and I'm humbled because for me, mentoring is as natural as breathing. I watched my mom growing up take in women who others had discounted and invite them to our house. And for me, that just instilled this legacy of planting seeds. My mother, who's here today, hi Mama, and my grandparents, they really understood the importance of legacy and seed planting. And because of that, I'm standing here today. Because of their understanding of seed sowing, I have reaped the bounty from grounds that I have not had to pluck, right? Or plow, and then weeds that I didn't have to pluck. Because of their sacrifice, I'm standing here today. They really taught me what it means to be a village maker, a village person, to plant seeds. And that notion of it takes a village is so impactful in my life. And that's what I stand on. And the truth is, if you think about seed planting, I feel like I have gleaned as much as I've sowed into Myra. Her just relentless spirit and your ability to wield joy as a weapon of resistance is so contagious. And I am so grateful to be a part of your village.
Thank you so much, Michelle, and thank you, Pastor Torch. You know, with me being a survivor of domestic violence, recovery is difficult, to say the very least. You are pushed to your limits physically, emotionally, financially, and even spiritually, pushed to your limits. And as your body is trying to detox and your brain is trying to gain neuroplasticity, being in the company of phenomenal women is so important in the healing journey. So being in the presence of Michelle and Pass the Torch and others who've opened up their arms to help me on my journey has just given me so much joy and enriched my life so much. And I'm so grateful. Now with Michelle, from the very first time we met, I knew I was safe when she said, "Hey, sis." I knew I was safe with her. So our experiences have been nothing less than amazing. She's enriched my life with her compassion, her grace, her leadership, and then just her genuine concern to really want to lift another woman up. So Michelle and Pass the Torch, thank you so much. I'm absolutely grateful for this elevated experience in my life. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to welcome Akila to the stage.
I'm back. Have y'all had a great time? That's what I get for not following the script. So, again, thank you all for being here. It is because of you that we have this event. So can you all give yourselves a round of applause? An extra special thank you to the sponsors. Again, we couldn't have done it without you, so thank you. Thank you for the International Women's Day Committee, the Pass the Torch staff for putting this all together. I'm full of thank yous today because we're inspiring inclusion, right? We can't do it by ourselves. I want to give a special shout out to the board of directors. I have been board chair for 12 months. I will be passing my torch to an amazing woman who's already ready, but she's gonna have to wait a minute. Okay, so Rachel Stevens, thank you. Your first year on the board, you're a sponsor of this event. You did the More Zine. Thank you. Are you here? Thank you. First year, y'all. Rebecca Borman, are you here? In your first year, you were part of the International Women's Day Committee. You rose your hand to speak. Are you here? Wave your hand. Okay. Well, shout out to her. Allison, our treasurer, I saw you earlier. Thank you. She put our budget together and we're going to be rocking and rolling in 2024. Thank you. Anna, Betty, and Brian, the Rockstar team of 3 in our governance and nominating committee, raise your hand. Y'all have been amazing this entire year. Of course, you're on opposite sides of the room. Thank you. You guys rocked this year, and I thank you for creating a template that we can go forward in movement. Amanda Babick, I didn't see her here. She has been the pillar of Pass the Torch for Women and getting Ivy Tech, not only 1 school, but 2. So thank you for that. Ariel's not here and it breaks my heart, but she has been instrumental in IWIT. And if you know Ariel, tell her thank you. She was a rock star to step up and do our branding and marketing, which is part of our strategic plan. If you see her, high five her and tell her Akila and the board of directors says thank you for your service. Shamika Anderson, I saw you. I took a picture, I think. Thank you. Our secretary, she gets our board documents together. She keeps the minutes, and she's just amazing, and she answers my phone call, so she's amazing. Last but certainly not least, let me tell you, she takes the stage. My vice chair, my legacy leader, my sanity. Come on, you could take your walk of fame. Let me tell you about this lady right here. She has been my right hand, my left. You know, she disagrees with me, but I still love her. She has been amazing. And most importantly is when I asked her, when I came on, inspire inclusion, right? So when I lead, I'm taking somebody else with me, right? Because we're going to lead together. She didn't know that, but we led together for the last 6 months, and now it's her turn. And before she takes a mic, can you all give her a round of applause for starting? Support her like you supported me. I will be behind her because I am not going to bring somebody up in a leadership position without holding them down and filling their cup. So without further ado, the board chair for Pass the Torch for Women, India Brown.
Okay, I told her she couldn't leave because she's right. She, whew, where are you going? I know, but listen, I'm so excited. I am excited, a little nervous, but when I tell you I spent 12 months, she said 10, but I feel like I've known her forever. So I've known her before this. But mentoring, hand-holding, talk about learning and just trying to understand where this role is supposed to be, watching her take charge in this role, watching her be a leader in this role, and then saying, hey, I want you to be next. So after I said, now what now? Then I was like, okay, I got this. So I tell her all the time she can't leave me. I'm definitely excited about stepping into this role and working with our amazing board and our Pass the Torch team. Our executive director, Samantha and Marissa, have been amazing. I am absolutely looking forward to driving the mission for Pass the Torch for Women while also trying to assess the vision for our board and what we can do within our community. I have to again thank Ms. Akila for being my mentor because it's the foundation of what Pass the Torch is. And so many other women out here who have also stepped up to help guide, whether they know it or not. And I know you guys have all seen, you've got a mentor, they don't know they're your mentor, but you see them, so you model a lot of things after them. I have several of those women in the room today. Miss Alice is one, I love her. She's the CEO over at IBE, and she created a model that I thought to myself, between her and Akila, how can I not help and come on board and do this with our Pass the Torch community? So I've been a part of the Pass the Torch community for 4 years. I started off as a legacy leader. I joined the committee, a mentor, a board member, and now I'm the chair. So it just seemed fitting that as much time as I put into this community, I want to do more to go beyond and reach out beyond our doors at Pass the Torch to make sure that I'm making a difference as the chair of this board. So before I move on to introduce our closing speaker, because I know if there was like a red spotlight, Samantha would be doing that right now. I just want to do 2 call to actions for everyone in this room. Again, you all know that I am new to this role, but not to Pass the Torch. But there are so many faces out here and so many of our partners and sponsors that I don't know. So I'm going to ask you to do 2 things. The first is Akila introduced all of our amazing board members. You'll be able to spot them with the red rose. If you're sitting near them or sitting in a space with them, make sure you ask them or tell them what you need Pass the Torch for Women to do for you. That is on my vision list this year for the next 2 years, is to make sure that we're doing all that we can to get into our communities and to be the best that we can with our partners and sponsors. The second thing I will ask for you guys to do is, so my husband said to me, India, you know, the most unique thing about you is that you can walk into a room full of strangers and come out with friends. He was like, there is not a room that you know strangers in. So I am asking everyone in this room, please come find me. I don't want anyone to be a stranger. I need a lot of support from all of you in our community, as well as our board supporting you. So I'm just asking you to make sure you find me in this space. So with that, okay, you don't have to stay in here the whole time. Thank you. Yes, because she's amazing. one of the things as we're thinking about what Akila and I were doing this past year is how we can better leave our footprints in all of the community, our partners, our sponsorship spaces. So the one thing we thought is that first we have to lead by example by leaving our own footprint. So I don't know if any of you realize that Akila was the very first African-American woman chair for Pass the Torch, and I will be the second. So footprint left. So we're excited. So thank you, thank you. And I think that's amazing because again, the whole goal for us is to make sure that we're finding a space to work with you and to leave an everlasting footprint within your organizations. So make sure you let us know how we can do that. All right, so that was, I don't feel so nervous. Thank you all. I feel already welcome. Thank you. So without further ado, I know that I've got to wrap this up. So at this time, I'm so excited to introduce you all to our closing speaker. She is an amazing, phenomenal woman, Tamara Winfrey Harris. If you all don't know the name, just write it down right now because I'm going to tell you a few things about her that you all will want to know her later. She is the president of Women's Fund of Central Indiana. She is a nationally renowned writer and speaker. She has been published in the New York Times, The Atlantic, Los Angeles Times, and Miss Magazine, and a host of other media platforms. Tamara is the author of the award-winning book, The Sisters Are All Right, Changing the Broken Narrative of Black Women in America. Her additional books include Dear Black Girl, Letters from Your Sisters on Stepping into Your Power, and A Black Woman's Guide to Getting Free, which will be released this year in July. So Tamara is an advocate for women. She's the co-founder of the Black Women's Writing Society. She also co-founded River and Tamara, a partnership that celebrates Black women's healing by connecting them with the tools and the resources that lead to self-awareness, freedom, and authenticity. I could read a whole novel about her life, right? Just all of the amazing things that she's doing. But we've got to get her up on this stage right now. So please help me to welcome Miss Tamara Winfrey Harris.
Good morning and happy International Women's Day. So before I begin, I'm going to ask you for something. Can I get you to close your eyes? If that is available to you, if you feel more comfortable, you can just soften them. And I would just like us to take a moment to feel the energy of this space. Feel the joy of being in connection with women and their allies. Feel the power of people coming together all over the world today to celebrate womanhood. I never feel more loved and inspired and energized and affirmed than when I am in the company of women. So I'd love for us to just, everybody take a deep, slow inhale and a big exhale and just let that feeling sink in. And now, before we open our eyes, I ask that we also collectively take a moment to acknowledge the women who are not in this room. It is important to say out loud that being able to gather downtown on a Friday morning for breakfast at the Artsgarden is a privilege. And there are many women who can't be here because they started their work shift early this morning, because they don't have transportation, because they don't have childcare or adult care, because they lack access to feminine hygiene products, because they're unsure if their language will be spoken here, because they are unsure if they will be accepted as women here, because they are enduring the effects of war and other violence, because they are incarcerated. Can we just take a few seconds to send all the wonderful energy that is in this room right now and in this space to them, wherever they are and whatever challenges they are facing. Thank you. So I'm honored to be here, just as I am honored to lead Central Indiana's Women's Fund, where we convene, invest, and advocate so that everyone who identifies as a woman or girl in our community has equitable access to opportunity so they can reach their full potential, no matter their place, race, or their identity. And I want to talk about that a little bit today, place, race, and identity. So the theme for this year's International Women's Day is inspiring inclusion. Women, I always feel like I have to remind people this, women are the global and American majority. Any place where we are not included in numbers that reflect that we are slightly more than half of the population, any workplace, any board, any hospital, any place of higher learning, any place is not doing its job. So I encourage you to visit the website for International Women's Day. I do that, I'm weird, I just visit web, to discover some of the ways they offer to inspire inclusion. So forging women's economic empowerment, right? Recruiting, retaining, and developing diverse talent. Supporting women and girls into leadership and decision-making and business and STEM. Designing and building infrastructure, meeting the needs of women and girls. Helping women and girls make informed decisions about their health. Involving women and girls in sustainable agriculture and food security. Providing women and girls with access to quality education and training. They do at Ivy Tech. Elevating women and girls' participation and achievement in sport. Promoting creative and artistic talent of women and girls. Women must be included in every aspect of American life. Any system, again, any system where we are absent is a system that is not working. But I like to talk about inclusion in a slightly different way this morning. So I want to talk about what we mean when we say woman. So to borrow from American poet and essayist Walt Whitman, womanhood, he didn't put the womanhood part in, I'm putting that part. Womanhood is large and it contains multitudes. Some of us are in the C-suite, some of us are barely making it. Some of us are fresh-faced with a lifetime ahead of us. Some of us are defiantly embracing wisdom, wrinkles, and elegant gray. Some of us have skin that is brown, some pink, some mahogany. Some of us are city girls. Some of us are suburban girls. Some of us live down on the farm. Some of us learn to speak English as our first language. Some of us learn to speak Burmese or Spanish or Tagalog. Some of us are trans women. Some of us are cisgender. Some of us are mothers. Some of us are caregivers. Some of us are not nurturers at all. Some of us love men. Some of us love women. Some of us love both or neither. Some of us show our devotion in church on Sunday. Some of us do it by chanting or standing beside the ocean. Some of us just sleep in. Some of us are healthy. Some of us are healing. Some of us are dying. Like I said, multitudes. And because of all that richness and diversity within womanhood, some of our joys are different and some of our challenges are different too. I thought about that watching this like phenomenal panel here. You know, there was one panelist, a white woman, who talked about being asked to be less approachable and not so soft. And I thought about the fact that a lot of Black women are told exactly the opposite. None of us can show up as we are to the workplace, but the way those biases are acted upon us is different. You think about the wage gap. That's a problem that impacts all of us as women. As a collective, we earn 77 cents for every dollar that a white man makes. But many women, including most women of color, make even less. Native women, for example, make 51 cents for every dollar. Trans women working full-time are paid 60 cents an hour. We should all be concerned about infant and maternal mortality. The United States has the highest maternal mortality rate among developed countries, and we are the only developed country where that number is rising. But within the United States, Indiana has the third highest maternal mortality rate among all reporting states, 44 deaths per 100,000 live births. But in 2020, the maternal mortality for Black Hoosier women was 208 per 100,000 live births, compared to 108 for white women and 71 for Latinas. Women are affected by food insecurity more than men, but women living with disabilities, women of color, women who identify as part of the LGBTQ community are even more at risk. Women are disadvantaged as homeowners and renters, but Asian, Black, Latina women face higher levels of housing insecurity and fall behind on rent and mortgage payments at a higher rate than white women. Before the pandemic, low-income Black women renters were 9 times as likely to be evicted as white women renters with low incomes. Rural women. So Central Indiana is a place that includes urban, rural, suburban areas. Rural women tend to marry earlier, have limited access to good health care, and experience higher rates of domestic violence. So you get the picture, I hope. It is impossible to paint just one picture of what it means to be a woman, because my womanhood and your womanhood, our womanhood, is colored by our experiences and our intersected identities. And too often, in a false notion of sisterhood, we demand that women ignore our differences and flatten our experiences so everyone is comfortable. We hear, "Don't be divisive. Let's just focus on how we're all alike." Too often, those who claim to serve women and girls and make decisions about the lives of women and girls fixate on the majority of us and not the most vulnerable of us. Leaning into the idea of sameness is easier than wrestling with all of those critical differences. But difference is not our problem. Difference is our strength as women, right? In her book, Sister Outsider, writer, professor, philosopher, intersectional feminist, poet, and civil rights activist Audre Lorde said, "It is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences." There's this well-known saying by feminist writer Flavia de Zoden, and I was going to clean it up a little bit because it's before noon and I'm trying to be professional, but someone in the audience, and she knows who she is, told me not to. So I'm going to give it to you with the full power that I first heard it. My feminism will be intersectional or it will be bullshit. That quote is recognition of a legal concept that was coined by Professor Kimberly Crenshaw in 1989 to describe how race and class and gender and other individual characteristics intersect with one another and overlap and accept how we all experience life. So last year, Women's Fund of Central Indiana undertook its most comprehensive community listening, landscape analysis, and organizational assessment in our history, which resulted in what we think is a bold new strategic plan. And as one of our 4 driving goals for the next 3 years, we vowed to amplify the experiences of women and girls, especially those who are often ignored and underrepresented. We're working this year to produce a comprehensive State of Women report, including disaggregated current data and community voice. We'll explore areas including women's health, economic mobility, career and workforce, and intimate partner violence and personal safety. And we'll make the information widely available to women serving not-for-profits, community stakeholders, and decision makers. and we plan to host our second Night of 100 Women, bringing together women across age and experience and identity and geography to talk about what we all need to thrive. And we will share their voices with the Central Indiana community, because we know that if Women's Fund can't see, welcome, and advocate for women and girls in their full humanity, inclusive of all the identities and experiences that shape and color their lives, we are not doing our job. And that is true for everyone in this room. If you work on behalf of women and girls, if you make decisions on behalf of women and girls, if you love women and girls and consider yourself our ally, you are not helping us unless you really see us. So today, I ask you to lean into the richness and diversity of womanhood. Make sure women are included in your work, your research, and your decisions, but also make sure your understanding of womanhood is as deep and wide as the female experience. And now that I've come before you and made this commitment on behalf of Women's Fund to be inclusive of women and girls in all the ways they show up in the world, I invite you to hold us to that, to push us and to call us in when we fall short. So I never get tired of sharing Audre Lorde quotes. I could just stand here all day and just read everything she ever said, but I will leave you with this. She said, "I am not free while any woman is unfree, even when her shackles are very different from my own." So, my sisters and allies, because I see a few guys here, we are different and we are the same. We are women, so let's get free together. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Tamara. That was amazing. Last year, I was so moved, and it just keeps getting better. So thank you, Tamara, so much for sharing your wonderful remarks about how we can inspire inclusion and make a difference in our Indianapolis community for women and girls. You're such a positive force in our community, and we are so grateful to have you here. So round of applause for Tamara one more time. I don't know about you all, but I am energized and ready to take what I've learned today, adopt the philosophies that work and in my personal life, and pour it all back into our Indianapolis community. My name is Allison Allen, and as Akila mentioned earlier, I serve as a treasurer and a legacy leader mentor at Pass the Torch for Women Foundation. It has been such an honor to serve the foundation in this way, and I'm so grateful to be here with you all today to celebrate women and the incredible work this organization can do. My call to action for women and the men in this room is to continue to lift one another higher. If you are interested in learning more about Pass the Torch for Women, please reach out to the Pass the Torch team, the board members, or community members, and we will be happy to talk with you about how to get involved as either a mentor or a mentee. It will only be 1 hour per month that you dedicate to mentoring relationship for a lasting impact. And of course, as treasurer, I get to be up here and talk to you about other partnerships that we can create within this community. If your company would like to be a partner of the foundation, my company is the partner of the foundation, and I'm so proud of that and all the relationships that it's created within KSM and the community. I know that Karen Hill, I'm going to call you out here, brought her mentor with, or her mentee with her. So we've just been able to create so many relationships within the community, and I've loved that and being a part of the foundation. But please reach out to one of us directly, Samantha or a board member, and we would be happy to talk to you about that. We would love to support your corporate social responsibility initiatives and help you develop an internal mentoring program as well. Thank you once again to our Pass the Torch team, Samantha, Marisa, so many others that have helped along the way. It is an honor to stand alongside you, and I am so proud of all the work you do in our city. Partnership is important to us at Pass the Torch for Women Foundation, and sponsorship moves far beyond just a financial commitment. Together, we are working to nurture and lift women throughout all the chapters in their careers and their lives. Look to your left and look to your right, and we are in the company of those who aspire to make the world a better place by investing in people from all backgrounds. What an inspiration that is. Thank you once again to all of our sponsors, speakers, entertainment, and to all of you for spending time with us this morning. At this time, we're going to announce our raffle giveaway winner. If you have not yet participated, there's still time, don't worry. Get your phone out and I will tell you how to do that in a second. I think there's a QR code as well. But with every $50 donation you give to the mission, you will receive a raffle ticket to be entered to win an overnight stay at the Conrad with valet parking included and a gift card to Hughes Culinary Restaurant. What an amazing staycation, one that I know I could use right now, and I'm sure most of you could as well. Okay, now here's the part I can't mess up. So if you want to make a donation, please fill out the card at your table and hold it up. Text pass PTT, so P for pass, T for the, T for torch, PTT to 44321, or use the QR code in your program. And we do also accept cash if you happen to have that as well. Raise your hand once you have done that, and one of the amazing Ivy Tech Project Growth student participants, which you all got to meet earlier, will come by and give you a raffle ticket. Our goal today is to raise $2,500 to support the mission and the Carla Perrine Perry Scholarship, which congrats again to you, Amber, for winning. So that was PTT to 44321. I got some hands. I feel like I'm like an auctioneer. I kind of love it. I'm not giving away any, I'm giving away the ones. So we'll have people coming around to give you your raffle tickets. I really wish I could speak like that really quickly, but I don't think it would be that great. Would also be more exciting. I feel like it would create more hype. So I think it's a, you think you can go. Mine says PTT. Oh gosh.
That was a question.
Oh, I bet PTT is from past something.
That might maybe it's sorry.
I think they're just having you talk.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I only ask because I feel like I have to park somewhere. I've been thinking it's comfortable. I'll say thank you, but I feel like people are doing it.
Yeah.
Something I feel like that if I started to use stuff.
Hello again. Oh, then they're gonna bring it up here. Okay. You want me- Thank you all so much for donating and acting on this call to action so immediately. While you continue to donate, I would like to give a special thank you to our volunteers for helping create such a beautiful event and impactful morning. We still have some of our volunteers walking around, so be sure to keep your hands raised high if you are looking for your ticket. I would like to give a special shout out to Lisa Lee Photography, Push Prep, the International School of Indiana, and Frida's Flowers for sharing your talents with all of us today. While you continue to donate, please allow me to share an incredible opportunity to continue celebrating Women's History Month. Can we do like a silent llama? Do the silent llama. No, no, it's okay. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much. This energy is just incredible. It's blowing the roof off of this Indianapolis Artsgarden. I'm so grateful, and continue to raise your hand as you continue to donate. We are going to have some networking time afterwards. So I know there's a really good conversation going, but we want to announce this raffle winner. So continue to raise your hand. Again, a round of applause to our Ivy Tech students for just being rock stars. Yeah. They're amazing. Okay. All you.
So as you continue to celebrate Women's History Month, be ready to see an awesome opportunity that Pass the Torch is going to be sharing. Pass the Torch has the awesome opportunity to partner with the Girl Scouts of Central Indiana and the Girl Coalition of Indiana for the first ever Inspire Her Leadership Summit, a summit for allies, advocates, and everyday champions for Indiana women and girls. You won't want to miss this special event on March 21st. It will be dedicated to shaping a future in Indiana that wholeheartedly embraces, honors, and uplifts the female perspective. Check out the card at your seat to learn more and get your tickets today. We hope to see you there. Okay. All right, let's announce the winner for the overnight stay at the Conrad valet parking, and dinner and drinks at St. Emma's or Hughes restaurant of your choice. Before I pick the lucky winner, a special thank you to Yancy K of Elite Management at Table 17 and Conrad Hotel for making this raffle happen today. All right, the winning ticket number is 021294. Congratulations. If you would stand, Marisa will bring your prize to you. Perfect. Thank you all so very much for being here to celebrate International Women's Day with us. We are so grateful for your dedication to this mission and providing a space for women to thrive. We are excited to see all of the amazing opportunities and ideas that stem from this morning's program. If you're looking to continue being inspired in inspired spaces, you can find me at Longshot Gallery at the corner of Washington and Illinois Street. I will be taking in the current exhibition, Candor plus Kirshner, Silence and Sunlight, featuring 2 of our women artists from Indiana immediately following this event. We encourage you to meet new people and share with others what you've learned today. Happy International Women's Day.